Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the 2013 Aston Martin Vantage S, and what a beautiful Aston Martin. I love this car, and pretty much any of the Aston Martins that have this similar body style I really like because it's such a nice design, very simplistic, but it just looks so good. And I love the hood on this car as well. I mean, it's a very unique hood, but overall just the headlights, the taillights, the bumpers, the wheels, everything on this car just looks so good, and absolutely love the design of it. And on top of that, we got a nice little V12 motor sitting inside of it, which makes over 550 horsepower, 450 torque. Now the car does weigh almost 3,700 pounds, which isn't super heavy. I guess that you could say that's about average, probably a little bit above average weight. And this car is rear-wheel drive, and it's also at the very bottom of the S1 class, but the performance overall is actually very good. But the interior of this thing looks very nice. I like the two-tone, the kind of yellow stitching, but the thing is, the exterior paint color that I chose really does not go with it. I mean, it's not a big deal, I don't really care at all, but I noticed that it just does not go whatsoever. But I really like this color. It's like an aqua, greenish, blue, whatever you want to call it, but it is a stock paint color, and it's something unique. I don't have a color like this on any of my other cars, but even though this thing is rear-wheel drive, the grip on it overall is still very good. Now, first gear, you certainly get some wheel spin, but right when you hit second gear, you pretty much have full grip going in a straight line. I mean, maybe it's about 95%. It does slip a tiny little bit, but overall, it's really not going to affect you when you're racing. And in terms of cornering, the grip is okay. You certainly need to have throttle control, and if you do really have good control of the car, the grip will feel very good, but if you push it too hard, it certainly will slip, and you will start to drift and lose some speed. So that's one thing that you definitely want to focus on, is just getting a good feel for the car and making sure that you keep it glued to the road. And when you do that, this thing turns very well. The handling overall is very good, and the braking isn't the best. I'd say the braking's probably the worst thing of the car, just because it feels like it takes a while for this thing to stop. I mean, it's not super heavy, but it is kind of heavy, so I guess that's partially the reason why. But the acceleration feels very good on this thing, and the only thing that I would change is the gearing just a little bit, because first gear feels fine, but second gear kind of feels short, and second gear is kind of where you really want to pull and pull hard, and just having to shift again so soon. I think it's about 70 miles per hour, and first gear is 45, so extend second gear, extend third gear just a little bit, and I think it would feel a lot better, and it would pull a lot quicker on the straightaways, because when you have to shift that extra time so early, other cars that have those longer gears are probably going to be able to overtake you. But overall, the gearing feels good enough, and the speed on this thing feels good. I mean, it tops out at about 215 miles per hour, which is very good for the bottom of the S1 class, and it shifts pretty quick as well. Had no issues with that, and overall, this car feels very good to drive. It also sounds really good, which is another thing I like about it, but overall, it feels fast. It feels like the handling's good, and the only thing that kinda doesn't feel all that great is the braking, honestly. And if you push the car too hard, you're certainly not gonna have the grip that you could potentially have with this thing if you have good throttle control. So some people might not like it, but I love it. I have a ton of fun racing it, and it's also fun to cruise with. So let me know what you think of the Vantage S. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.